Reporting Michelle here with Good Food Gone Fat. Today I'll be making pretzel encrusted salmon done two ways. Salmon is one of my favorite seafoods. It can be done so many ways. You can grill it, you can fry it, you can bake it, you can do anything to it really. Today I'm going to teach you how to crust it with pretzels. Pretzels is something that people really never even thought about crusting any type of seafood with. But today that's what I'm going to teach you. First, we're going to start by seasoning our salmon. Salmon has four sides, but you just want to season top and bottom. We're going to season with some seasoned salt and Old Bay. So a sprinkle of each, so it coats the whole entire pieces of salmon. Then you can flip it and do both sides. What I'm using right now is the seasoned salt. Now we're going to season it with the Old Bay. Now when seasoning it, you can just remember to coat all sides because it's a very thick fish, so you want to be able to taste all the seasonings and all the flavors. Next, we're going to beat the eggs. Because we're going to put the salmon in the egg so the pretzel can stick to it very well. You can also season the eggs too, just to give it that little extra spice, but it's not mandatory. I'm going to throw a little bit of Old Bay seasoning in our eggs, just in case it didn't capture it on the fish, that it'll capture it on the egg. Now we're going to just slowly dip our salmon into our egg and make sure it's coated on all the sides. And we're going to keep that first one in there because we have to heat our oil. We're going to go over to the stove and put the oil in the pan. We're going to fill it about halfway, so about 350 degrees. You don't want to put up too high because you don't want the oil to get too hot and then it'll burn. So I just put the 2 cups of oil in our pan and now it's heating up. While that's heating, you can actually get the kids involved in this one. All you have to do is put the pretzels inside of a nice little sandwich bag and let them begin to crunch it. Kids love doing things like this as far as sound and everything else. So this is something they can help you with. I have about 3 cups of crushed pretzels right in my bowl here. Now we're going to take what we already put in our egg mixture, the salmon, and put it right in our pretzels. Make sure it's evenly coated throughout all 4 sides so the whole entire salmon can be nice and crunchy. And that's what we love. Our oil should be just about ready, and one way to tell if it's ready or not, you can wet your hands. Right now I'm going to wash my hands. Wet your hands just a little bit and you splash it right in the oil. Right now it's not ready. If it was ready, it would have did a little bit of boil, so right now we're just going to wait. We still could be crushing all of our pretzels. You should actually do the whole entire bag. So once you're done crushing, you can put about 3 cups in your bowl and set aside about a half a cup because we're going to use that at the end. We're going to do it 2 ways today. Today we're going to put the salmon on top of a bed of sauteed spinach with a Cajun mayonnaise drizzle. Then we're going to remix it a little and make a salad. We're going to use the spinach raw, put it on a plate, and put the salmon on top of that. And now the drizzle will be turned into a dressing. I'm going to turn it up a little teeny bit so it can get hot. Just like a low simmer. You don't want to put it up too high because you can definitely burn. It can definitely catch on fire, but you definitely don't want that. So right now it has a little bit of waves in it, which means that it is getting hot, which is good. Now while our salmon is in the pretzel, I'm going to tell you what type of pretzels I recommend. They're called butter snap pretzels. You can get them from any store. Any store actually sells these. The butter snap pretzels actually give the salmon a little butter taste, which goes perfect with our salmon. Our oil's over here talking to us, so now it's time to put the salmon in there. We're going to pick it up, making sure the whole entire thing is coated with our pretzels. Now we're going to drop it in, and it should instantly start to bubble. And we're going to repeat that until all of our salmon is in our pot. So again, we're going to coat it up with our butter snap pretzels. This is going to be so nice and crunchy. You're going to love it. I really recommend letting the kids try this one too, because they could even think it's chicken tenders, but it's not, but it's awesome. Keep repeating it. This is also something the kids can do. Your hand's going to get a little bit messy, but that's okay. We can always wash them at the end. The kids can put the salmon in here, making it roll, roll, roll around. And then making sure it fries really well. You kind of want to deep fry this because you really don't want to have to keep moving the salmon so the breading does not come off. So as we're frying right now, we're going to start our spinach. I already have a little bit of water in our pot because we're going to saute our spinach. So you want to fill it to about 1/4 inch, and then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of margarine. That gives it the good buttery taste that everyone loves. Now my spinach is already cleaned, so I'm going to use about 2 cups of this spinach. Spinach cooks down very, very, very small. So even this big bowl here could probably only feed about 2 people. So we're going to put it in. As it cooks down, we're going to add a little bit more. So over here, we're looking at our salmon. It's looking really, really good. I recommend using tongs. You don't want to touch it too much because you really do not want the crust to come off. Everyone loves that crunch. You don't want to avoid that. Our spinach is over here cooking down. And again, as it cooks down, you definitely want to keep adding more to it because this right here, which was probably a cup, will only cook down to about 1/4 cup. It cooks down very, very small into very, very small portions. We're then going to season our spinach a little, just about 1/4 teaspoon with a little minced garlic. You can even use garlic powder. You can use fresh garlic. Whatever you do not use a whole bunch because garlic goes a long way. We want to keep our fresh breath. So if you hear our salmon is simmering and frying really good, it has an excellent sound to it. I love the sound of things cooking. That's just one of my favorites. I also love cooking with music. I recommend that. You can sing to yourself, whatever you prefer. I don't think you want me to sing though. Not really good at it. So we can actually check the one side of our salmon just to make sure it's doing what we need to do. And actually it's doing perfect. Our crust is still on there, which that's what we definitely want. In about a minute or so, we'll flip it just a little bit. But as you can see, it's already cooking on each side, from the bottom, the 2 sides, and the top is just about finished too. But we want to flip that over just to make sure it is cooking still. We want to take another set of tongs and check on our spinach, making sure the bottom is doing really well. Once the water comes to a small boil, you do want to cover it so it can actually steam. You want all the steam to lock in there so it can capture. You want the steam to lock in there so it can steam from the top to the bottom. You don't want to have that up too high because you want it to simmer very slow. Spinach does not take long to cook at all, so we have enough time. Our salmon is doing just about good. So as they're almost finished. So we want to get 2 more ready so we can put it right in the oil. We don't want to turn the oil off and then have to turn it back on because it's already right at our temperature like we need it. It smells so good in here, guys. So that's all coated again, so that's going to be nice and ready to go right in our oil. Okay, our salmon is now ready to be flipped. Just flip it very, very gently. You don't want it to break or anything like that. Even if it does, it'll still be fine. Flip it. As you can see, they're golden brown, which is good. But you want to get it a little teeny bit darker. Now you can do this with big chunks of salmon, because some stores sell it in big pieces, but I like to do it with tenders. It's an easier bite, and when it's on our spinach, it's perfect. Let's check on our spinach. See, as you can see, it has cooked down, so now we can add more. Add about another handful and a half, so we can cook this down a little bit more. And we're going to save this, because remember I told you we were going to remix it a little. So again, cover your spinach, letting it all cook together. Take your spinach tongs and just make sure that the spinach on the bottom is not overcooking. You want to kind of swap the position so nothing is cooked too much. But again, spinach does not take long at all. Since our water now is boiled on our spinach, let's add a little teeny bit of seasoned salt just to give it that last minute flavor. You don't want to overcook your spinach because you don't want to overcook your spinach because in the beginning when it's cooking, that's when it has all the iron, all the protein, and we all need that. All need iron, all need our protein, so let's not cook it out. Our salmon over here should be just about ready to come out. You want to put it on a plate with a nice paper towel on it so it can capture all the last minute creases and all that stuff. How does that look, guys? And it did break, which is fine. Gonna end up breaking it a little anyway. How does that look? You see the little pretzel pieces on there. I'm gonna set that down and get us ready for our next piece of salmon. Our oil is still talking to us. So you want to get our last minute piece in there. I love salmon so much and it's so healthy. A lot of people say, oh, I don't like salmon, but I guarantee they'll like this one. It has so much flavor with the butter snaps on it. Okay, we're all coated evenly. Now let's drop it back in our oil. That's a nice big piece. That could be for someone who's really hungry. Wash our hands because we're going to prepare our salad. We're going to get a nice family-sized bowl. We're going to put all of our pretzel that we used already on the salmon. You can actually trash that. You do not want to reuse that because it already has the salmon juice in it. Earlier I put aside some pretzels that I'm going to use for my salad. Instead of croutons, that's what we're going to use. So we're going to get our salad ready. You can cut the leaves down to a little bit. You can actually even use baby spinach with this. So that's already washed and clean. Now we're going to use 1/2 of tomato. If you like tomatoes, you can use the whole entire thing. But today we're just going to use 1/2. Cut it in nice big chunks. Or you can even use grape tomatoes, which are already small. Just throw them in there. So let's throw those in our salad here. I don't know if you noticed or not, but have you taken a look at this wonderful knife? My favorite prints on there, leopard. It actually matches my shoes. So chic. I love it. I love fashion, so you know I had to pick these up when I saw them. A little bit more tomato won't hurt in our salad. So nutritious, so we can add as much as we like. Remember, we're making our spinach. We don't want to forget about that. It's probably pretty much ready to come out. Some people drain their spinach. Today, I'm not going to do that because I like the juices, because the juices actually hold much flavor. So actually, we can turn our spinach off and get it prepared for our plate. And this meal is good for the whole entire family. Want to drain it a little bit. You don't want to keep too much juice because you want the crunch to still remain from our salmon. So actually we want to set this aside as we begin to make our Cajun drizzle. Before we start our Cajun drizzle, let's check on our salmon. You know we don't want to burn that. Definitely ready to flip. Flip one and flip two. Wow, we kept it together this time, guys. This is how we're going to start our Cajun drizzle. It's not going to take long at all. That's why I actually saved it for the end. We're going to start with about a cup of mayonnaise. You can fill this little, I'm going to fill this little thing up just in case. I'm going to fill this little thing up so we all can use this. I wish you guys could hear the sound of salmon. It sounds so wonderful. We're going to start with our mayonnaise. Now we're going to add a little bit of hot sauce. That's where our Cajun and spicy comes in on this drizzle. Hot sauce is actually what's going to make it drizzle easily, so you want to add about a tablespoon of it. If you don't like hot stuff, you can always use olive oil, so that'll make it drizzle even good too. We're going to use about a teaspoon of horseradish. Horseradish goes fabulous with seafood. Horseradish is a very big ingredient when it comes to cocktail sauces and things like that, because it gives it that bite to go with your salmon. Going to add a teeny bit of cayenne pepper. Now, don't add too much because cayenne has a huge, huge, huge kick, and you don't want to be sweating while you're eating. And then we have a little bit of Cajun seasoning here. Put it right in there. Now we're going to use our new fork and stir it around. As we're stirring, we can go over here and check our salmon. Just about finished. It looks very good, guys. I'm going to add a little bit of hot sauce because I love hot food. I've been eating hot stuff since I was probably about 7, really. My dad used to always bring these hot chips in the house. And me and my sisters would always eat them all, and then he would wonder where they go. Looks like it'll be a good drizzle, so we can sit that aside. Our salmon over here looks just about finished. So actually you can turn that fire off. Let's get our plate. You want to put on a paper towel so it doesn't catch too much of the oil. You don't want it to be too greasy. Look how good these look, guys. That was a nice big chunk and we didn't break it. So first we're going to do our hot meal. Since it's almost winter, I'm going to introduce a little bit of hot. You can take your pieces, you can put them on the side of your spinach. I like to put them on top just to make it look and taste wonderful. So we're going to sit those on top. And now this is the fun part. It's time to drizzle. It's my favorite part. The kids can do this. Looks really artsy. You want to make sure it's good enough to drizzle. And just shake, 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 shake. Drizzle, let it drizzle. Doesn't that look good, guys? That looks pretty fancy to me. And how long did it take us? Maybe 20 minutes.
Today we're going to be using the classic dry rub uncured all natural bacon.
The lazy cook, and I hate to cook. And I'm Chef Liz, the crazy cook, and I love to cook.
Hi, I'm Betty. Welcome to Betty's Kitchen. Today we're making shrimp and sausage jambalaya.
To break the slavery and break the chain.
This episode is to show you how I save seeds. A lot of people have asked me, Ray, how do you save your seeds?
So now we're going to teach you how to do the salad. Put all of our stuff in the salad. You can add onions to it, you can add cucumbers, whatever you prefer in your salad. Let's put 2 nice pieces in here. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Put that in our salad. I like to add a little bit of cheese in my salad. I love cheese. Cheese is one of my favorite dairy products. So we're going to add that. Look how good that looks, guys. Nice and colorful. And now, since it was used as our drizzle, now it's going to be used as our dressing. Look how good. And again, if you don't want something too hot, you can always add olive oil to this, making it a little less spicy for you. But how good does that look? Now, the best part, it's time to eat. Please, please, please never forget to bless your food. Now, let's eat. I wish you guys could hear the crunch in the salmon. It's so good. Goes perfect with our salmon. So we made salmon go from regular to fabulous. Thank you for watching. Hope you tune in for the next one with good food gone fat.